Hey everyone, and welcome back to Simply Scented Life. My name is Rachel, and I've got a little bit different style video today. We're just gonna have like a little cozy candle home fragrance Friday chat here. I'm at a kind of a weird place right now because I have lots of content that I'm preparing for coming up, but nothing that's quite ready to be filmed just yet. So I said, I've got a little bit of time today. Let me just hop on here. I will tell you a little bit about what I have going on behind the scenes, what I'm planning, and we'll just have a little bit of a chat. I've got my mug of choice here today. We just had the first frost of the season last night. We woke up and the ground was just covered in frost and it was cold and it almost felt wintry, and it was just wonderful because last weekend it was like 80 degrees and sweltering. So this afternoon I am enjoying a nice warm cup of tea. I've got Snoopy. This is one of my favorite mugs. I have so many of these like little rounded mugs here from Home Goods and TJ Maxx, and I love how it just kind of fits perfectly in your hand. It's got engraving here. I don't even know if you can tell on camera, but it's like engraved, and I like that sensory piece where you can kind of just mindlessly maybe trace it with your finger while you're reading or watching TV. But I am a cozy comfort person, so I said let's just have a little chat today. So I have so much kind of in the works behind the scenes. First of all, I am working on my introduction, sort of about me video that I talked about a little bit in my my Empties video at the end, and I made a post last week. I shared that I marked 1 year here on YouTube this week, and I really have put off doing any sort of introduction video for a few reasons. One, when you start a channel, I don't know about you guys, if you're fellow content creators out there, like I watched all the like do's and don'ts and, you know, how to start up a channel and all the things. And one of the things I had read was don't do a introduction video like that where you're talking about yourself too soon because you don't really have the audience yet. And I said, well, that kind of makes sense, you know, waiting until you have a little bit of a following. So now you guys have spent some time with me. Maybe you do want to sit now and get to know me a little bit better. So figure 1 year, we're going to try it. It's going to be weird, and it's probably going to be the hardest video that I will film because I don't like talking about myself. Like talking about candles, I can talk about that all day, but talking about myself is going to feel weird. So thank you guys for submitting questions so I can kind of gauge what you're interested in learning about, and you know, we'll go from there. But looking forward to that, and if you have any other questions you want to throw in the comments here, feel free to do so, and I will try to address as many things as I can. And that's one of the videos that I'm basically making myself like a note in my trusty notebook here, a map of what I want to talk about, because it's going to be hard. And some of you have put some difficult questions out there, like my top 5 candles and all that. So I'm trying to give it some thought, make sure I give you, you know, my true answers here, and what I really feel in my soul, so you can kind of get to know me a little bit better, and, you know, what I look for in home fragrance and what, you know, means the most to me in this topic. So hopefully that will be good and you guys will enjoy it. And the other things I have working on, I do want to film a Goose Creek follow-up video. I have been burning a lot of the ones that I picked up. I did 2 hauls on my channel here recently. One was the Peanuts collection, and before that was kind of just a general fall, my first real order from Goose Creek. To that point, I had not tried their 3 wicks yet. So I'm kind of experiencing the 3 wicks for the first time right now, and I have started a lot of them, but I don't know that I will get to the point of being able to review many of them this fall, or finishing them, because I just have so many here and I have so many different things going right now. We're getting into like the prime Halloween seasonal burning and things like that that I have saved for this sort of time frame. So I don't know how many I will actually get through to really film specific reviews on, but I did want to give you guys an update as to how it's going, because I do have some early thoughts on things. I know a lot of you warned me that they do tend to be very sooty, and I knew that going in, guys. I was not naive to the fact that this might be a little bit of a sootier experience than I'm used to, and I am seeing that a little bit with some, I will be honest. Some are sooting a little bit more than I would like, but I am finding that I'm enjoying some scents very much. So I will be kind of giving you guys updates on all those and the ones I've tried and the ones I've liked. I've also tried a bunch of the wax melts that I ordered, and those are going really well. So we will talk all about that in another video, but I wanted to give myself at least through this weekend, and it's going to be a long weekend here with the Monday holiday. So my kids will be home, and it's supposed to be a rain, like nor'easter storm here this weekend from Sunday into Monday. So I'm figuring I'll probably be able to squeeze like a few more candles in that time frame. So I decided to wait to film that one next week. And let's see what else. I do have some more candles that I'm trying to work on for reviews. I have started the Kringle Holiday lineup, which I did review Kringle Cupcake, but the other 5, I have started burning 3 of them now, and going well so far, but again, not ready to be reviewed yet. So still got to wait a little bit more on that content. And one other thing that I've been working on is I have been a hoarder, I guess, of wax melts. I don't know how many of you are in the vendor wax world, like the small batch wax makers, small businesses, indie wax, whatever you want to call it. I kind of went down that rabbit hole in 2020 when everything was shut down and shopping from home became like the easiest thing. So I said, let me start supporting some small businesses, and I got myself involved in trying some of the little wax makers out there, and what a slippery slope that was, because restocks all the time, so many different companies, so many different scents, different blends, and I really got in over my head. So I started with a couple bins, and it grew, and from a couple bins went to those big like Rubbermaid three drawer systems, packed full. Now I've got little bins, the 3 drawers, and then a stack of bins from Costco that are probably about as tall as I am, and they are taking up space. So yesterday here I was kind of reworking some of that and trying to reorganize, and I pulled some things out that maybe I will show you guys here. I'll pause this and grab them, but some of the companies that I used to purchase from have since closed, and I said, you know what? I'm kind of getting in the bad habit where if a company closes, that I immediately go into let's hoard it all mode, because oh my gosh, I'll never get this scent again. I love this one. And the problem is things don't last forever. And I'm afraid I'm going to miss my window on some of them. And I will pause this for a second and show you guys something, or what I have kind of pulled aside to work on here behind the scenes. And if some of you are interested in more of this topic, you like the small business wax makers, I'm definitely open to more of that content. So here is what I've been pulling out. This is just the first bin of many. And this is a company that closed, I think earlier this year, maybe February. Zeep, or I'm sorry, it's spelled Zeep, it's pronounced Zape, I believe. And then there's lots of scoopables here. Zape Bath, I believe they fully went by. But yeah, different things. And this company was one of my favorites. This was one of like the primary companies that I used to purchase from. And especially for fall and holiday, and all of this here in this bin is all fall. I have so much more for holiday that I'm going to have to get through. Some of their scents were just so unique. These are scoopable wax melts, which I don't know. I know some people find them too messy, because you can see it's kind of like this different texture. If you're new to this world, you use a little scoop and just put it in your wax melter rather than breaking off hard pieces of wax or cubes, whatever the case may be. But this, like, I have so many things like these, and these plastic baggies are not going to keep very well. So I want to start using these up. The clamshells I've been working on a lot this week, because I find that they just don't stay as well. They don't have as good a shelf life. And I don't know if it's the plastic, but I find that when they sit too long in these clamshells, it almost leaches out the scent a little bit, and they just get kind of old and funky. And sometimes you'll even see like the plastic itself kind of like getting squishy and weird. So I said, you know what? Some of these are starting to show a little bit of age. Where's the one that I was working on? This one here. This one is definitely showing some signs of age. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's like, it's getting a little liquidy inside there, and just kind of at the end of its life. This is Apple Cinnamon Donuts. There was another one here that the top was getting really funky on. This is Candy Corn Cake, and like this had a little protective film thing just to prevent spillage or leakage in shipping, and it's starting to degrade. So I said, you know what? Let me start working on these, and I'm going to kind of work my way through. So if some of you are interested in kind of going on this little journey with me to use up some wax, and there's interest here on my channel. I know I've primarily covered candles in the past, so I wasn't sure how much you guys would be interested in, but I've got a lot of this stuff here that I really need to, I dropped one, that I need to kind of get moving on. And this is just one of, I think maybe 3 vendors in my supply here in my stash that have since closed that I need to just let go. It's hard because you get so sentimental sometimes with scent and memories, and it's hard to let go, but I'm at that point where I really need the space back, and if I can kind of start consolidating that a little bit, that would be wonderful. So hopefully by the end of this month, I will have some wax melt empties to share with you in addition to candles, because I am really working on those candles. For the first part of October here, I'm kind of putting my nose down and trying to finish up ones that I don't want to keep storing and have hanging around. Things that have been hanging around for years now, maybe half burnt, or things that I just kind of want to get through. I've got one in my candle crock in the other room right now. The one behind me here is a country candle that I just, it's disappointing to say the least. So I'm trying to just get it done. And again, maybe I should just check it and cut my losses, but I feel like I got to finish it. So I'm working on a lot of that right now for empties, but again, need some more time. But hopefully, in addition to those candles, I will have some wax melt empties to share with you guys as well. I've been working on several from some of the small businesses that I purchased from as well. That's another video that I have kind of on my docket here, is a follow-up video on the small business spotlight video, companies that I shared in September. I did 3 companies that were all kind of like Halloween, fall focused scents and things. And I have been working on those a little bit, and I will come back and give you guys an update on how it's going with those. I've had some really good luck with some of them, especially South of Sanity. Those wax melts so far have been pretty good. The ones I've tried, I was kind of holding on to those for like peak October because they just felt like they warranted peak October melting. So I'm kind of just getting into some of those. So before I come back on here and follow up, I want to make sure I give them their time and, you know, and really see what I've got here and report back to you guys as promised. So I'm working on all that here behind the scenes, but it kind of put me in this weird spot today where none of that is ready to go. So what do we talk about? I will also have a couple haul videos coming for you guys. Today, Kringle launched their, it was like a 3-week launch again. They did a 3-week launch like this in the spring, which was kind of like really out of character for them, like visually. It's colored wax 3 wicks with just printed on, not printed on, like the stick-on labels versus their printed on jars. And I know it's kind of been confusing to many people because they said they're discontinuing the 3 wicks, which essentially they have, but they're still coming out with these little launches. And I have some theories on why that might be. I will save that for the haul video because I just purchased a whole bunch of them this afternoon when those went live on their website. So I will have thoughts on all of those coming up soon. The price was right though, 3 for $33 on those 3 wicks, and Historically, Kringle with the 100% soy, those have burned, pretty well for me. The coloring in the wax does change things just a little bit. I think I've noticed that with a couple of the ones from the spring release that they had, but otherwise they burn a little bit better for me than the Parasoy blends, which I have found with Goose Creek and Bath and Body Works. And it's funny because you would think like, with the 3 wicks that you would get through them faster, like it's a smaller candle, like in theory, less burn hours, you should be able to get through those faster. And I find that I have a harder time finishing with some of those because those, I feel like the Parasoy blend candles, I really have to be strict about my burn time. I cannot let those go all day like I can some of the Kringle 2-wick soys. Like, I break the rules, guys. I'll let you in on a secret. I don't recommend it, follow the rules, but in my own personal burning, I will let those 2 wicks go sometimes for many hours, more than I should. And again, follow the rules, but I find them a little bit more forgiving, a little less likely to get murky and sooty and all of that, where I can just kind of let it go on a Sunday if we're home and keep an eye and trim as needed and just let it go. So I've kind of been spoiled. So it's kind of funny because sometimes I feel like I can get through those 2 wicks a little faster because of that. Whereas the 3 wicks, I have to be more strict. Like, okay, 3-4 hours, I got to put it out. And it ends up taking me longer to get through because there's only so many days in the week and so many hours for me to burn, and it's really hard this time of year because we're so busy with school and sports and the kids, and it's craziness, but we're working on it, and I really hope to be able to be more consistent with those Empties videos, but I know you guys like the hauls too, so I've got that Kringle haul coming, and then I also have a little haul from when Bath and Body Works did their 75% off sale earlier this week, and I was not going to shop. I wasn't even looking, and I'm just sitting there one day minding my own business, and my husband sends me the link, like, oh, did you see Bath and Body Works having the sale? And I said, okay. I clicked the link, and then he sends me a coupon code for 20% off. He's like, yeah, they got some hand soaps on there. And so I said, all right, I'll bite. I go on, I'm loading up my cart. And so I threw some things in, some accessories, some hand soap things. I think a couple candles, but not anything crazy. But, when that comes in, I will share that with you guys as well. And, so all these things I'm kind of just waiting on right now. So again, kind of put me in this weird spot. So, hopefully this is okay. I'm trying to find ways to expand my content here. I don't want to just be, Kringle reviews and hauls and that's it. But I'm kind of lost as to where to go. So I'm thinking wax melts might be the next natural step. I know a lot of channels like mine, they do a lot of like beauty and skincare and perfumes and all that. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not very much of a girly girl. I kind of missed that part of my life growing up when all the girls were like doing makeup and things. I was a little bit of a tomboy, and instead of fixing my makeup, I was painting my face for football games and things like that. So, I'm getting to the age now where I probably should be focusing on some skincare and anti-aging products, but I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole yet to the point where I feel like, I can come on here as a resource to you guys and share things. Like, you out there could probably school me on all that stuff. So it doesn't really feel natural to talk about that. I do buy perfumes a little bit here and there. I have a couple companies online that I purchase from that I'm kind of due to purchase from again. And I like the little companies that will offer sample sizes because I don't wear a whole lot of perfume all the time. And those little samples, they last a while. You get to try different things. And I am such a mood person that it really depends on what mood I'm in, what I will put on. So, maybe in the next couple months, if I do some more sampling orders from those companies. One is Sugar Me Sweet on Etsy, and the other is Wearable Gourmand, one of my friend's businesses here. She's on Instagram and YouTube here as well. And she started up a perfume company, I think about last year. and I've gotten some things from her. I'm actually wearing one today. Cinnamon donuts, I think it's called. It's one of my favorites from her, and it is so strong, and all of her scents are like bakery foodie edible type of scents. So maybe I will share some of that if you guys are interested, but I'm always open to suggestions here as well. So I mean, I'm here for myself, but I'm here for you guys too, and I want to put out the content that you want to see. So let me know if you have any ideas for things you would like me to talk about, and even if it's not candle related, if it's something else that maybe I've touched on the subject before that maybe we can talk about more. But I think that's probably about all I've got to talk about here today. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm probably using this as a little bit of a practice run for my introduction video, because it's going to be very weird to just kind of come up here and talk and not specifically about candles. So hopefully this wasn't too awkward. I'm an awkward person. Hopefully you guys like that about me. Part of my charm maybe, but anyways, let's wrap it up here. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We have a busy weekend headed for us, and hopefully my kids stay healthy. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully they stay healthy, because I feel like we're due. But you know what? It is that time of year. So you guys, thank you for always being so wonderful and supportive here. Have a great weekend. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, leave me some feedback here, subscribe if you so choose to do so, and yeah, I think that's about it. You guys have a great Friday, weekend, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is that you're watching this, and take care of yourselves out there.